Hello everyone, it's been a while since we just sat down and talked about Final Fantasy VII Original. Catching you up, I have done a video series on this, so in 2 videos I have given my raw thoughts playing the game, knowing nothing about the game, knowing nothing about Final Fantasy VII. So my takes have gone up until after meeting Sephiroth. And from here, we're going through everything else up until Disc 3. Also, since the last time, I have played through Crisis Core all the way through. So I now know a lot more than I did previously, which doesn't mean I'm not completely overwhelmed and scrambled about the whole story. So from here on out, I'm just going to be telling you what I think. There has been a lot. We got some backstory with Barrett. I've had plenty of missables like I did not get Vincent. Pretty early on, we get some backstory with Barrett, and we also get some backstory with Red 13. With Barrett, we learn about how he came into possession of Marlene and his best friend who gave his life, who has an arm missing in the opposite way that Barrett's arm is missing. We also get and learn about Kate Sith, who is a spy on our team from Shinra. And of course we get Yuffie, who steals our materia. This is definitely not the circle of friendship of very tight family bonds. This isn't the adoptive family that we get in Final Fantasy X. It kind of seems like it's a band of misfits, of mercenaries, or people there. Cloud, I think, even says it himself. They're there for all their own reasons related to saving the planet, not because they're there for Cloud. In this game, there's just also a lot of wandering in this map. We acquire vehicles, we're on submarines, we're on planes, we're on little buggy things, and this unlocks different areas on the map. I mean, I'm telling you stuff that you already know. I find the wandering around on the map, on the going to different towns, tiresome, and on top of that, because we don't have things like a chat log and we can't look back at the things that we did last. If I did not play the game for a week or 2 weeks, I would be totally lost and I'd have no idea where I'm supposed to go next. Which is why whenever the blue text appeared saying, oh, you need to go to Midgar, you need to go to Cosmo Canyon, I would write it down on a notepad. Like, this is that type of game. I need to remember where I was last. I found, though, that the battle has been getting more complex and more fun because I actually did go and played Crisis Core on stream. We got exposure to materia in a new fun way where we were able to fuse materia, and we still were able to level up our materia. And the exposure of playing that game, I think, helped me inform this game, and learning that things like stat buffs, like stacked and things like that, made it more enjoyable. And I started getting a little bit more into the materia stuff. Learned way too late that I could switch materia between teams, and I would not have known that if I did not have the chat telling me. Another thing I totally would not have known is how to use the limit breaks. I had no idea that I could change out the limit breaks. That was something that took another person telling me about. So it was really, I think the first time I actually just ended up going forget it and looking up a game guide was after Rocket Town. I had no idea where to go from there. I got so frustrated that I looked it up. I got to a forum where somebody said a part of a JRPG is investigating and looking around and figuring it out for yourself. I was mad at that person and wanted to go into that chat and say, like, some of us have lives to live. And that post was like over a decade ago. So I guess we got to the end of Disc 1, and we probably, you all know what scene happens in that, and that's a highly dramatic and troublesome scene in which a sword just goes clean through Aerith. It was shocking, and I want to say that the way I handled it was I was in denial. I thought, okay, that's as dead as you can get, but she can't be dead. Like, she's gonna come back in the last part somehow. Like, she is central to the story, so this isn't the last time we've seen her. So in a way, I didn't mourn or was sad. I just pretended it didn't happen. She went on vacation. She's just hanging out. She's in the live stream having a good time, and she's just gonna pop back out and say hello and give us a hug. And even at the end of the game, I still believe that's what's gonna happen, right? What's gonna happen is Aerith's gonna come back and say, I'm alive, guys, I'm alive. We learn about Zack. Cloud's memory was distorted. I definitely called that out, that Cloud had issues with his memory, and he had blockages, and that was pretty clear in that scene. So that gets cleared up and we learn the truth. I guess it now makes sense why Tifa says, you promised you would save me? Because Cloud was wearing the helmet. Tifa was just talking to some stranger about how she wished that she was saved by Cloud. Definitely there was love story between Tifa and Cloud. Cloud is a very reserved person in Final Fantasy VII. We learn that he was never actually in Soldier and never quite figured out his life, and that his body has Sephiroth cells in it, and that he is a clone. He's traumatized and it's complicated for him. And with Tifa, the thing is, I don't really feel like I know too much about Tifa other than that she reciprocates Cloud's feelings for her. But their relationship is strained because of the trauma that they both went through. I also now know why Aerith was coming on so strong to Cloud. I did see it in the comments and I thought, oh, that's definitely going to stick in my mind as kind of spoilery, that Aerith did not have romantic intentions with Cloud, but that she was pursuing him for reasons because she is able to prophesize. She feels the planet. She knows what's going to happen. Some allure to him being ex-soldier, that Cloud actually did know Zack. It's a tragedy that Cloud knew Zack and that Aerith didn't get to know that Cloud knew Zack in his last moments. That would have been a redemptive moment for Aerith to know what happened with Zack in his last moments. And if Cloud had his memory, he would have been able to share rawly his feelings about him. And it's a real tragedy that didn't happen. Playing Crisis Core now, I really liked the character of Zack, who reminded me a lot more of Tidus. And I enjoyed seeing the romance of Aerith and Zack more than any other part of Final Fantasy VII so far. So now we're toward the end. There were things like there was weapon and there was a monster that looked like Sin that appeared from the ocean. It all went whoosh pretty much at a certain point. It was really hard for me to wrap my head around, this is happening now, no, this is happening now. I guess Sephiroth is summoning meteor that's going to destroy the planet. I guess the only way to save it is holy, which is Aerith was praying to, which was what we noticed in the last moments. And now we're in the crater. We're about to do something to save the planet, and we all know our reasons why we're there. That's all I can understand. We also got the Darth Vader, I am your father from Hojo, except for Sephiroth wasn't there to hear it. And Hojo was maniacally laughing in every line, and his movings were very erratic. He was doing like a dancing. He looked like he was banging on bongo drums, and it was just so cartoony. He was just so maniacally crazy. I don't know. I don't know what I even think. I think it is a big reveal that Sephiroth is physically Hojo's son with Genova cells infused. But it doesn't register to me what the impact of that really even means, especially because Sephiroth was not there to hear it. But we did have a pretty epic battle against Hojo, so there's that. Anyway, I hope you join me in the next stream on Wednesday, where we're in the crater at the top of the world, and we're gonna, I think, finish the game. I think we're really close. So please join me then, and then we can chat in real time about it live. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!